for Ultimate Team Coins, check out thefootshop.com. The link is in the description below, and if you use the discount code NEPO at checkout, you get a discount on your coins. What's up guys, NepentheZ here, and welcome back to another episode of the best team in FIFA. Today we have got a squad sent in by German Dan. It's a very, very cheap team. It's like literally 6,000 to 7,000 if you bargain hunt. You maybe like 9,000 if you don't bargain hunt. But it looks like a really strong team. He says that he's won a lot of games with this in Division 1. Let's take a look at the team now. Kapow! There we go. We have got up front Insigne and Morales. Then in midfield we got Zuniga, Emmanuelson, Nocerino and Niang on the right midfield. And then in defence, Constant, Juan Jesus, Gambarini and Konko. And in goal, the only rare player in the whole team, and that is Handanovic. It does look like a strong team. What I really like in the defence is the medium work rates of Juan Jesus and the low-high work rates of Gambarini. Also, Konko has got medium work rates, which is nice. There's a lot of pace in this team. Up front, of course, Insigne and Morales both got 89 pace. The problem for me personally and specifically is that Insigne has 50 heading, Morales has 44 heading. My play style is crossing the ball, so I don't know how much fun I'm going to have with these two strikers. But Niang and Zuniga, 88 and 86 pace respectively, look pretty decent. Emmanuelson's definitely someone who is very, very good. You know, he's got a 3-star week for 3-star skill moves. He's got pretty well-rounded stats as well. So I'm actually looking forward to having a bit of fun with Emmanuelson. And hopefully this team comes good for us and we end up winning a few games. But we're going to go play some games now, guys. If you enjoy this video, leave a like on it. And if you want to send me any teams yourself, send them in on twitter.com/NepentheZ. Use Foothead and make sure you're signed in when you make your Foothead link so that I can give you the credit you deserve. But German Dan, here is your 4-4-2, and here is what I think about it. Okay guys, so as we go into the gameplay, let me tell you this team first of all for the 5,000 coins was fantastic. Now I've made a few changes to the way I've actually done the layout, not the actual screen over, but the way I present the goals. So basically you're going to see every team I play against now, because a few people were asking for the sorts of teams I played against, wondering if some of these teams that I was using, I was coming up against terrible teams and so on and so forth. So I'll show you each team I play against. And a few people have also asked for showing the goals that I concede, so they can really get a feel of how the team plays defensively. And sometimes I complain about certain aspects of a team, and people are like, well, we don't get to see that part, we only get to see the goals. So at the end of all of my goals, I show all of the goals I conceded, all in one big group. I think there's about 7 or 8 in this time around. Now, with the 5 games that I played, I did win 4 games and lost 1 game. I won 1 game on penalties, and the game that I lost 5-2. It was a bit of a battering. I've given the attack 4-star, the midfield 5-star, the defense 4-star, the overall 4-star, the 4-4-2 5-star. The best player was Insigne, and I've given him 4-star, and the reason why it's 4-star I'll tell you in a second. And for 5,000 coins or 6,000 coins, this team is a must buy. If you're the sort of person that struggles with coins and teams to build and struggles with playing FIFA, this team is brilliant. Now the reason why I've given the attack 4-star is because the lack of a powerhouse forward is apparent for me. Now as I told you guys, I actually use heading and crossing as quite a lot in my style of play, and this doesn't cater for that. The strength of Insigne and Morales is like 33 and 38 or something like that, and basically if you're crossing the ball you're not going to score goals. So I had to really adapt my style of play whilst playing in this game. But I did enjoy the 2 of them. Their pace was blistering. They don't really have great skill moves, 3-star each, so you can't really do much with them other than run and shoot. That's pretty much all you've got available to you with these players. But they did do a great job. I think Insigne finished with 7 goals in 5 games, Morales finished with 5 goals in 5 games, and quite a considerable number of assists as well. So they did have a good time there. The reason why I've given the midfield a 5-star rating is because it was a strong midfield. There's just literally nothing wrong with it. Once again, you've got pace on the wings, you've got 2 centre midfielders in Emmanuelson and Nocerino that are just very, very good. They're not great, and I think that's what makes them so good. When I personally play with 4-star and 5-star skillers, it changes the way I play the game. When I play with people who don't have great abilities and all you can really do is the simple ball and the simple pass, that's when I tend to play my best. And I think that really came out in this team, the ability to play really good football and score nice goals. Not fantastic goals, there was no world-class screamers in there, there was no real skill runs. There's a couple of long shots and 1 skill run, but they weren't with 4 or 5-star skills. They were really basic nice goals, if that makes sense. But what you get out of this team is a hard-working, grinding team, and I can understand why the person that uses this team has won so many games with it, because they would have been the sort of person that plays through the middle and does chip through balls, and this team is set up absolutely perfectly for that. So the midfield got 5-star for that. The defense I gave 4-star. They actually played really well, and for the most part they defended really well. And when you see the goals I've conceded, you'll understand why I've given it 4 stars, because they just can't win headers. They've got okay heading stats, but they just can't win headers. I think I conceded, like I said, I think I conceded something like 8 or 9 goals, and 6 or 7 of them were from corners, and only 2 or 3 of them were from open play. So if you can, again, change this team up so that you get 1 powerhouse striker and 1 powerhouse defender, which again won't really be too much more expensive than what the team's currently worth, I think you'd actually have an incredible team on your hands for very, very little amount of coins. The team as it is anyway is great. It was a lot of fun to play with. It was fun to use, you know, players that I've never used before, the wingers I'd never used before, Insigne I'd never used before, Morales I'd never used before. Like, there's a lot of players here that I'd never used before that I had a lot of fun with. The team was great, but if you just get that 1 or 2 extra people, you know, maybe you can afford Balotelli, maybe you can afford, I don't know who a good centre-back would be, Barzagli or something like that, just to help with the defence and attack, then this would be an ideal team for people with no coins that want to be able to play games and win games, and, you know, just generally can't afford decent teams. Like, this is a fantastic team for that. So here are the goals I conceded, guys. Like I said, it's mainly a lot of bloody corners, and it's quite annoying. Just how many corners I conceded. So the reason why I gave this team an overall 4-star rating was because for me there were very, very apparent changes you could make very quickly to make this team a 5-star team, and that is 1 striker, 1 defender. The goalkeeper Handanovic was fantastic. He made some great saves. He did concede a few, like, again, you know, a few of the headers where I thought maybe you should be able to save those, but he did make a few really decent saves. And considering the teams I was coming up against, you saw them all here. One team had legends and, you know, informs and so on and so forth. I thought this team was absolutely remarkable, and especially if you're new to FIFA and you're in like Division 10 through maybe Division 3, this team would be ideal for you. And if you want to play in cups with this team as well, this would be ideal for you. Once you get into sort of like Division 1, 2 and 3, you're going to be coming up against really well versed and sweaty people, and those are the sort of people that will just tear this team apart, because the defense isn't that much. You know, it's not quite there. It needs a couple of improvements. So overall, guys, this is not the best team in FIFA, but it is very, very close, and definitely a team I recommend everyone to go out there and try. You know, for 5,000, 6,000, maybe after this video 8 or 10,000 coins, you just can't go wrong with a team like this. You'll end up making the money back on the games that you play with it, and then you can go and sell or discard the players anyway and make even more profit. It's a win-win for everyone. So thank you for sending in the team. If you guys do want to send in players, send them into twitter.com/NepentheZ. As always, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys next time. I'm out. Peace. Your best cards in the 35k pack. So we haven't got a single team of the season in over 20 packs so far. What do we get? Yes! We fucking got Ruffier. That is a great pack. And Royce! Oh my god, that's a fucking brilliant pack. That is a fucking brilliant pack. What else do we get? Not